So remember when I said that I was going to make this a weekly vlog? That's gone completely out the window. I'm about halfway through with the training for my first 50K, and I am so over it now. I'm about 14 weeks in, and it's gotten hard. A few weeks ago, I went to Chattanooga, Tennessee, where I used to live for a few years, and had a beautiful 10-mile run there. Really great run. It was just, my pace felt pretty good, and it was like 31 degrees, so it was, crisp and cool, and it was a very sentimental experience for me because I ran in an area that I was really familiar with and spent a lot of time in. So that was really fun. And then I spent the next couple of days, my wife and I spent in a cabin in North Georgia, and I was supposed to do, I think, a 5-mile run that week, or the next day I was running a 5-mile run. I ended up cutting that run short just because it was running up a mountain and it was taking me forever, so I think I ran like 3 miles that day. The last day we were in the mountains, I was supposed to run a 10-mile run, and there's a mountain bike trail called Blankets Creek that we're pretty familiar with, that we've ridden many times, and our plan was that my wife would go mountain biking there and I would just run the trail and do my 10 miles there. The morning we got up to leave to go to Blankets Creek and then continue to Florida, the weather got pretty bad. It was cold and it was really rainy, and we knew the trails were going to be really muddy, so we decided to just abandon the whole thing. So I skipped that 10-mile run, and then the next day I had to do a 20-mile run. Here's a tip if you're training for something like this. Well, I had to drop the rental car off anyway, so I took the rental car to drop off, which was like 8 miles from my house, and then ran back to the house. And that way I was able to get an errand done and get started on my run sort of at the same time. So if you have the opportunity to, get some stuff done while you're on your runs, it kind of helps get some of these longer runs done, and helps with time management and stuff. It was on that run that I realized that I have completely worn through my shoes, and I started getting pretty bad blisters underneath a couple of my toes, and just a lot of discomfort in general on the run. I actually stopped at like mile 13, which I've run farther than that. I haven't run 20 in this training cycle. It's been years since I've run that far. I attributed part of it to being in the car for like 10 hours the day before. That probably didn't help. And then my shoes, as soon as I looked at them, I realized they were done. So I've got some different shoes, and maybe in the next video I'll show you the gear that I'm using now. Interesting point, while we were in Chattanooga, we popped into an outdoor store we used to buy stuff from, and they had a running vest that I couldn't say no to. It was addressed some of the problems with the vest I was using, and eventually I'll get a review up of those. So I bought a new running vest and a couple of bottles, and now I've got my second pair of shoes already. Running, one of the appeals of running is you don't really have to have a lot of stuff to run. Like, really, you need a pair of shorts and a pair of shoes at a really basic level. But just in new gear, I've spent like $400 or $500 on this training for this 50K so far. Maybe more than that, actually. But anyway, I'll talk about that in another video. The point of it is, wore through my shoes, had to buy some new shoes, and now the mileage has gotten to be pretty tough. I've had one 50-mile week so far, and actually this week has been a pretty easy week for me. Like 5-mile runs during the week and a 10-mile run on the weekend. I think this coming Sunday I have another 20-miler. And then in a couple of weeks, which might be the next time you hear from me, I have a marathon to do. And I'm going to be doing a solo unsupported marathon. Originally my wife was going to come along and just kind of be in the area, but I think she's got something else that she wants to do. So I think I'm just going to go to a place and run my marathon, park the car in a central location so I have a place to go to refill water bottles and stuff. And that should be an interesting experience. I've run one marathon 10 years ago, and that was an organized event, not just me running around by myself. So But now that I'm halfway through the training, I'm not at all thinking of quitting, and I'm still very glad I did it. I don't know how long it might be after I finish this 50K that I'll want to do another training cycle like this, just because it's gotten really time consuming. I'm still working on a pretty demanding project for my main YouTube channel, and that's going incredibly slowly, partly because most of my free time is spent running. Tonight is an off night, a rest night for me running, and I was going to try to get some work done at home, and I'm going to yoga. I feel like I need a yoga session more than I need to spend 20 minutes or 30 minutes cutting fabric in my office and probably not even getting that much done. You know how it is with some projects, like if you don't have an hour to devote to it, and anything less isn't worth doing. So I'm going to go to yoga tonight, but I guess my message, if you are following this at all because you're thinking of one day doing something like it, up until probably 2-3 weeks ago, it's been pretty cool, and I've been enjoying the running and feeling pretty empowered and stuff. But yeah, I'm a little bit beat up right now, so everything's going well, but it is definitely starting to wear on me how time consuming this process is. But anyway, that's where I am. Sorry for the delay. If you're eagerly awaiting new videos here, it'll get better once I get another project finished and have more time to devote to this. But yeah, anyway, I hope that helps, and thanks for watching. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. If you want to see good videos, check out my other channel. I've got an awesome backpack tutorial going on over there now that, if I can ever get done with it, I think is going to be really good. And yeah, thanks for watching.